to one of the most talked about, controversial, and, let's be honest, kind of feared books out there. Robert Greene's The 48 Laws of Power. People can't decide if it's a genius guide to strategy or, a handbook for sociopaths. But one thing's for sure, its ideas are everywhere. So what is this code really all about? Let's find out. So the book kicks off with this really provocative question, aimed right at you. Are you playing the game of power? See, Greene's whole point is that you don't actually get a choice. Power isn't just for kings and CEOs, it's a social game we are all playing every single day, whether we like it or not. And this quote right here, it gets to the heart of why. This isn't about some evil lust for control, it's about a basic human need. I mean, think about it. That feeling of being completely helpless, it's awful. We all want some say in our own lives, some ability to shape our own destiny. And that fundamental desire is the engine driving this entire book. Okay, so if power is a game, what are the rules? Well, according to Greene, the world today, for all our talk about being fair and open, really works like an old-fashioned royal court. On the surface, everyone's polite, civilized, professional. But just underneath, it's a swirling mess of ambition, envy, and back-channel deals. To survive, you have to learn to be a courtier. And that's where this book comes in. It's pitched as the handbook, the decoder ring for this hidden game. Greene basically went through 3,000 years of history. We're talking everyone from Sun Tzu and Machiavelli to the great con artists, and boiled it all down into a set of what he claims are timeless laws of power. Now, before we jump into the laws themselves, you really have to get the mindset behind them. It's a whole worldview, and if you don't grasp this part, the laws can seem, pretty shocking. It all starts with that idea we mentioned. The world is a court. You have to see it that way. Then you treat power like a game, which helps you stay objective and not take things personally. A huge piece of this is mastering your emotions. Getting angry or falling in love just clouds your judgment. You also learn to be indirect. Big, obvious power moves are for amateurs. And finally, and this is a big one, you adopt an amoral viewpoint. You stop judging people by what they say they meant to do and start judging them only by what they actually do. That whole philosophy is the key that unlocks all the laws. So, let's put this into practice. We're going to look at a couple of these laws up close, starting with one that's all about how you handle the people you answer to. Law number 1 is simple, but so many people get it wrong. It's this: always make your bosses feel comfortably superior. Now, you might want to impress them with how talented you are, but if you shine too brightly, you don't inspire admiration, you inspire fear and insecurity. The goal is to make them look good, not to show them up. And here are 2 perfect real-world examples. On the one hand, you've got Nicolas Fouquet, the finance minister for King Louis XIV of France. To honor his king, he threw the most incredible party imaginable. Problem was, it was so good it made the king's own parties look shabby and made him feel small. Now, on the other hand, you have Galileo. When he discovered the moons of Jupiter, he didn't just announce it. He brilliantly dedicated the discovery to the powerful Medici family, basically saying their greatness was written in the stars. He made them shine. And the results? Well, they couldn't be more stark. Fouquet, for his amazing party, was arrested the very next day and thrown in prison for the rest of his life. Galileo, for his clever flattery, got a cushy job as the court's official philosopher with a lifetime salary. Both were brilliant men, but only one understood the first law of power. All right, let's look at another one. And this law, it goes against just about everything we're taught about friendship and trust. It's all about who you can really count on. Okay, I know this sounds harsh, but here's the logic. The book warns that friends are actually the most likely to betray you. Why? Envy. They know you, they compare themselves to you, and over time, a little bit of resentment can creep in. A former enemy, though, if you bring them over to your side, they have everything to prove. They'll work harder and be more loyal because they know they have to earn your trust. So let's look at the stories. First, the tragic tale of the Byzantine Emperor Michael III. He took a poor stable boy named Vasilis under his wing, made him his best friend, and gave him enormous power, trusting him with everything. Now, contrast that with Emperor Sung in China. When he took power, he didn't kill off his rivals. No, he invited them to a banquet, gave them a ton of money and land, and basically paid them to retire. He turned his enemies into allies he could control. And the thing about Michael's trust is how it unraveled slowly. Look at this. It started with friendship. Then came power. Then, Basilius convinces Michael to kill his own uncle to secure his position. A few years later, he's openly defying Michael. And then, the final step. Basileus sends soldiers in to murder his best friend in his sleep, and he takes the throne himself. A complete betrayal, years in the making. So, what was the final score? Michael lost his kingdom and his life to the friend he gave everything to. Emperor Sung, on the other hand, by strategically using his former enemies, created a dynasty that lasted for over 300 years in peace. He understood a very cold truth. Loyalty you have to earn is often stronger than loyalty you're just given. So after hearing all this, you have to ask, what are we supposed to do with this stuff? Is this really a guide for how to live? Or is it something much more dangerous? The book itself kind of gives us an answer. Green's argument is that since you can't escape the game, you really only have three choices. You can be a denier, pretending the game doesn't exist, and get played. You can be a bungler, someone who plays badly and gets crushed. Or you can choose to be an artist, someone who learns the rules to protect themselves and actually get things done. Which brings us to the final, really important question that the book just leaves hanging in the air. A question for you, really. When you look at the world, your job, your life, and you know these games are being played all around you, what's actually more dangerous? To know the code, to understand these laws, or to just walk around completely unaware of it all? And that's something worth thinking about.